Hey y'all, I just want to hop on real quick to talk about why I am doing the Stop the Financial Leaks workshop for professionals on March 28th. If you haven't heard about it, I'm going to tell you about it right now. I'm actually doing the workshop because unless you or I have been living under a rock, the the socio-political environment that we're living in right now has a lot of people shook. People are concerned about layoffs. I've heard so many news stories about how many Black American women, hundreds of thousands have been laid off from jobs. Certain sectors are being hit really hard. I've heard about, AI taking over jobs, and we know these things are real, right? My motto has always been to control what you can. What do you have in your hand to control? Because there's things in our larger society that we can't control, we can't do anything about. All we can do is prepare ourselves and take care of and maximize what we can, okay? And our own personal finance and money management is something that we can control. This is something that I know about firsthand, being a person that started with very little to no financial literacy, to the tune of, I used to charge $10 on a credit card. $10 worth of gas on a credit card. And it wasn't because I didn't have the money, it was the little bit of cash that I had left between, working and living from paycheck to paycheck. I didn't want to spend it and put it in my tank. So I would charge it on a credit card. And that began to add up. Sometimes I would pay it off. Sometimes it would accumulate. Sometimes I would just pay the minimum balance, thinking that, oh, I'm keeping up with the bill, but not really grasping the whole idea of the high interest rates and what it was really doing and how much really eventually I was going to end up paying. Just misuse of the credit cards. I was that person. I was a person that didn't, really have a budget or understand about budgeting. And then I began to really analyze my life, my background, financial lessons that I learned directly and indirectly. I ended up as a writer, a trained journalist, landing in the financial industry, and I worked in a global investment firm for over 20 years. Ended up having the opportunity to get my broker's license. I did not work as a broker. I had my broker's license. That's something else that I'm going to be talking about at the workshop. Is one of the financial leaks that we have typically at times is not fully leveraging opportunities that could actually put money in our pockets. Not fully leveraging those opportunities. I had the opportunity to take the exam and to get my broker's license, and I took advantage of that. So I had that license for several years. And then I also was able to, through the principles and the blueprint that I'm going to be sharing at the workshop, I was able to save six figures. I'm not talking about retirement. I'm not talking about in a brokerage account. I'm talking about six figures of liquid funds in a savings account. I was able to save that on my own. This was post marriage. um, and and I also was able to have been able to obtain over 800 credit score. So I'm saying these things to you to let you know that I have learned a number of things over the years, coming from little to no financial literacy to now having quite a bit of knowledge, and still gaining more knowledge. And so the reason why I'm doing this workshop is I have always been one of those that want to share life lessons, my lady lessons. That's one of the reasons for this platform that we're building here, that you're watching me on. And the other thing is, I I really am disturbed when I encounter people who actually make quite a bit of money. They earn well, they know how to earn money, but they struggle in the management part of it, on the management side of it. And it's some simple principles that if they were to implement those principles, then they would live a much more stress-free life and actually have a lot more freedom in their finances and in their lifestyle, because they wouldn't be under so much financial pressure. These are things that I'm going to be talking about and giving simple, practical techniques. And we're going to be diving deep within the 2 hours that we have. It's only 2 hours. It's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is virtual. So wherever you are, wherever there's Wi-Fi, you can participate in this workshop. Okay. I really have a heart to help people in this area. The third thing I want to share is I purposely did not make this a free workshop. And here's why. I have to address this because for people who know me personally, you all know that I do a lot of things for free. Because I came out of ministry doing a lot of things in the church on a volunteer basis. I also come from the nonprofit world as well, where I actually have an arts nonprofit co-founded with my mother, where we do a number of things for free. So it is actually difficult for me to charge for things, but I purposely am charging for this because number one, I want to, anyone who attends this workshop, I want it to be a person who is serious about their finances, serious about leveling up, and also understanding that they could actually learn something in this area. And so I am okay completely with it being an intimate setting, or I'm open to however many people ends up being there. But I know that it has to be where there's some skin in the game, because I have skin in the game. I'm going to be getting very personal, and I'm actually a really private person, but I'm going to be getting personal because in this type of setting, that's another reason why I have it a charge attached to it. This is not one of those workshops that you see advertised online. Oh, I'm going to teach you the blueprint or whatever, and it's completely free. And then when you attend the workshop or the webinar, they give you a little bit of carrot of something that you can use. But the majority of the information is them hyping you up or trying to sell you a course, a product, and they spend literally half of the workshop doing the sales pitch, trying to actually lock you in to buy whatever it is that they really are selling. This workshop is paid because I am going to be getting into the nuts and bolts of things, okay? Now, if you are a person that you're like, I'm good. I know how to earn well and I know how to manage well. I don't have any issues in this area. There's nothing that I feel I need to learn. I think you know somebody who could use this workshop. And I just ask you to share this information with them because I really can help. The small cost for this workshop is going to be more than made up for when the individual implements the techniques, the strategies, the tips that I'm going to be sharing. Within a couple of weeks, honestly, that little $40, $50, whatever it is, I don't even remember how much it is. You can go to the Eventbrite. I will actually put it in the description. And you can secure your registration. But it will more than pay for itself in a very short period of time, because I am giving you the practical tools of what I did, not only to go from having little to no financial literacy, but also to save the 6 figures, get an over 800 credit score, and also gift myself with over 5 years of a sabbatical. I left my corporate job at the end of 2020, and I have been doing my creative passions. I'm a creative entrepreneur ever since then, but I did not replace my income from my corporate job. I was able to gift myself with a sabbatical and not have the pressure of running out to get another job. Now, this workshop is not trying to teach people how to leave their jobs or whatever, but what I am teaching is the principles that positioned me to be able to take advantage of an opportunity that was presented to me at the end of 2020. Okay. So I hope that that gives some clarity of where I'm coming from. I hope that this is something that interests you. And if it doesn't, please share it with a friend, share it with a family member that you know they can use it, and even consider gifting it to someone that you know could use it. Okay. Description. Check the description for the Eventbrite, and I hope to see you on March 28th.